You are deep in a Claude session, building something, writing something, solving something important, and then, just like that, you've reached your usage limit. And everything immediately stops. And the thing is, it doesn't even matter if you're on the $20 plan, the $100 plan, or even the $200 plan. It's still happening to you. Because your 10th message to Claude costs 11 times more than your first. Not because Anthropic is charging you more, because Claude rereads your entire conversation history before replying to every single message that you send. Now, in this video, we are going to be covering 9 tips that apply to every single way you use Claude. Then we are going to be diving into 10 specifically for Claude Code, and finally 6 more tips for Cowork that honestly no one else is talking about. And by the end of all of this, you will know exactly why you are hitting your limit and exactly how to stop it. Now, I know we are covering a lot of tips today, so I put together the full best practices document with everything from this video. You can grab it for free inside our free school community. The link is down in the description below. But right now, let's discuss the real problem. So here's what's actually happening when you hit your credit limit. So every time you send a message, Claude doesn't just read your new message, it rereads the entire conversation. Every message, every response, every file from the very beginning, every single time. Your new message costs 500 tokens. Your 10th message costs about 5,000 tokens. Your 30th message in the same conversation costs more than your first 15 combined. One developer tracked 100 message session and it was 98.5% of tokens, just rereading old history. Only 1.5 went to generating the actual response. So context is what is burning through all of your tokens. Now that's not Claude being stingy, that's you feeding it a novel every single time you ask it a question. Now here's where it all gets even worse. This is called context rot. As sessions get longer, Claude actually gets dumber. So at 256,000 tokens, retrieval accuracy is about 92%. At a full million tokens, it's about 78%. The same model, more context, but worse answers. Now this is not a limits problem, it's a context hygiene problem. Now, let me show you how to fix that. Now these might sound simple, but don't underestimate them. These are the fundamentals that will save you tokens every single day, no matter which part of Claude you are using. So starting off with tip number 1, it is edit instead of following up. So when Claude gets something wrong, your instinct is to send in a correction. Now, I'm here to tell you, stop doing that. You see, because every follow-up permanently adds to the bad response, your correction, and also the new response to history. So that is basically compounding on every future message. So instead, what you should do is click edit on your original message and then fix in the wording and then just hit regenerate. So the bad now gets exchanged, it gets replaced entirely. And that's what you want to do. You're still getting the same result, but you are now getting it at a fraction of the cost. Now that takes us over to tip number 2, which is batch all of your requests into one prompt. So 3 separate messages equals 3 full context reloads. So one message with 3 tasks equals 1. So instead of just summarize this, then list the 3 main points and then suggest a headline, what you do is just write all 3 in one message. There's fewer reloads, there's better outputs, and you stay further from your limit. Now we have to talk about tip number 3, and that is start a fresh chat every 15 to 20 messages. So let's look at 100 message chat. That can burn over 2.5 million tokens. Mostly just from rereading your old history. So when you are getting super deep into all of this, then ask Claude to summarize everything important. And then what you do is you simply just copy it and then you open a new chat and then you paste it as your first message. So what you are then doing is you keep the knowledge, you dump the dot, and then your limit warnings disappear overnight when you start doing this. Now, if you are serious about optimizing your Claude sessions, then you are probably serious about the rest of your AI AI toolkit. And one tool that's been genuinely impressive lately is Higgsfield. Higgsfield is currently the best AI platform with all of the latest AI video and image models. GPT Image 2 is built in, and it's one of the best image models right now. It's sharp, it's consistent, there's no generic AI look. Their transition tool lets you drop in a start frame and an end frame, and it generates a smooth cinematic transition between the two. That means you put in two images and you get one beautiful shot out. And then there's the product ad generator. All you do is you drop in your product URL, you pick your format such as UGC, tutorial, unboxing, wildcard, and then Higgsfield builds the full ad creative for you. Image, transition, ad, all of that in just one platform. No bouncing between different tools. So if you are creating any kind of content, then Higgsfield will be your tool. The link is down in the description below. But now, let's get on to some more tips. Let's head over to tip number 4, and that is use the right model for the right task. Okay, so most people default to Opus for everything. That's basically like hiring a surgeon to change a light bulb for you. Haiku, which is quick tasks, formatting, simple questions, and then Sonnet is your everyday default. So that's the real work, the real results, and then Opus is deep reasoning and complex decisions only. So switching to Sonnet for everyday tasks cuts your spend dramatically with no meaningful drop in the quality that you get. Now for tip number 5, it is turn off extended thinking by default. So extended thinking is on for many users by default and they don't even know about it. So output tokens cost 5 times more than input tokens. So extended thinking generates a lot of them. So what you have to do is turn it off and then you just flip it back on only for architecture decisions. So that would be complex debugging or serious security work that you're doing or anything that requires a deep thinking. But for everything else, Claude really doesn't need it. Okay, and now for tip number 6, it is convert the files to Markdown before uploading. So PDFs and HTML carry layout, images, and also metadata. So Claude doesn't need to. Now, converting to Markdowns reduces token weight by 60 to about 90%. So what you want to do is use Perplexity, ChatGPT, or any free tool to convert, and then save your Claude budget for the actual work. Now for tip number 7, it's use projects for repeated documents. Uploading the same PDF to multiple chats retokenizes it every time. Put it in a project instead, and then you simply just upload once, and now it's cached forever. And also keep your project instructions under 500 words, and tell Claude to be concise. Shorter responses mean fewer output tokens for every reply. Now, tip number 8 is use the session reset trick. Now this one is super cool. So your 5-hour window starts at your first message, not when you log in. So what you want to do is send a throwaway prompt early in the day and then just come back later to do the real work. By the time you are deep into a heavy session, you are close to a reset. So if this is done right, this gives you 2 full sittings and nearly doubles your usage time in a day. So for tip number 9, it is work off peak when you can. Peak hours burn your sessions faster. It's the same prompts, but it is more expensive just because of when you ran it. So evenings, weekends, and early mornings stretch your session significantly. So what you want to do is shift any scheduled tasks off peak. That means it's something that's pretty simple. It's making small changes in when you are using it, but it is going to give you some real savings. Now, we have to get into Claude Code tips. So if you use Claude, then this is where the real leverage is. This is where most people are bleeding tokens, and the sad part is they don't even know about it. So tip number 1 is run /context before you type anything. So you can open a fresh session and then just run /context before you type in a single word. Now, most people are already at about 40 to 70,000 tokens deep before sending in their first message. That is the skills, the MCP servers, Claude.md files, all loading silently in the background. Now, the key is to see the bleed before it even starts. Then this takes us over to tip number 2, which is disconnect MCP servers that you are not using. So every MCP server loads all of its tool definitions on every message, not just when you use it, every single message. So one server can be about 18,000 tokens of dead weight per turn. So a few of them running at the same time, that's about 70,000 tokens before you've even done anything. So run /mcp at session start and then disconnect what you don't need today. And there you go. So for tip number 3, it is replace MCPs with CLIs where possible. So MCPs cost tokens just by existing in your session. CLIs only cost tokens when Claude actually calls them. So what you want to do is make the switch where a CLI alternative exists. People are actually seeing about 40% token savings just from using this. Now for the next step, it is use /clear between unrelated tasks. The most underused command in Claude code. Switching from a bug fix to a new feature, do /clear and then your files stay, claude.md reloads fresh, and only the conversation clutter is now gone. I mean, this one habit separates people who hit their limit in 2 hours from people who never ever hit it. And for tip number 5, it is compact plus rewind. Now, you need to know some important / commands. First is /compact. Don't wait for auto compaction at about 95%. By then, the model is at its dumbest if you are continuing the same task. Run /compact at 50% and then tell Claude what to keep. And then the second one is /rewind. So if Claude just went off the rails, use /rewind and it snapshots your code before every edit. And then instant undo and pick your restore point and then just simply keep going. 3 tools, 1 job, and it keeps all of your sessions clean. Now for tip number 6, it is session handoff instead of compacting. So at about 60% of your context window, ask Claude, give me a full session handoff, what we started, what we decided, what's still open, which files matter for the next session. And then just copy the output, run /clear, paste it into a fresh session, and then now the knowledge survives, rot doesn't, and my sessions get twice as long overnight by doing the same exact work. Now for tip number 7, it is use sub-agents for heavy tasks. So any task that's involving reading a ton of files or generating heavy outputs, don't do it in your main session. Spawn a sub-agent. The sub-agent does the dirty work on its own context window and you get the clean summary back. Run Haiku in the sub-agent for the grunt work and then keep Opus in your main session for the thinking and Haiku prices for 90% of the noise and Opus prices only for what actually matters. For tip number 8, it is clean up your setup. 2 quick ones over here that most people never actually touch. First, your Claude.md, it loads on every session, every message. So keep it under 200 lines, core rules only, and then everything else goes into reference files with 1-line pointers. And Claude pulls those files on demand and not from every message. And then second is your settings.json. Set autocompact override to 75 so compaction fires before quality degrades. And then set your bash max output length to 150,000 to stop silent function and costly retries. And then add deny rules for folders that Claude doesn't need. Node modules, build artifacts, lock files. These small settings, they actually stack up over time. Now we just finished off Claude code and now let's talk about Claude Cowork tips. Here's the segment that nobody is making that I discussed in the beginning of the video. Cowork is one of the most powerful ways to use Claude and one of the most misunderstood when it comes to limits. Okay, so for tip number 1, point Cowork at a clean, dedicated folder. Don't point it to a cluttered directory full of irrelevant files. Claude may scan everything that it can see, and then that's dead weight that you are going to be paying for. Create a dedicated working folder. Only files relevant to the current task should be living in there. Now for tip number 2, build a local memory system. Create 2 files in your working folder. One is your instructions.md, how Claude should behave, your tone, your format rules, and then 2 is your memory.md. What Claude should remember about you and also your project. Then add this line to your instructions file. Whatever new information surfaces during a session, update the relevant memory file. Without it, Claude randomly decides what to save. Black box? With it, memory updates automatically and you own it. Portable across any tool or model that you ever use. Now for tip number 3, it is use other tools for research. Cowork for the execution. If you need to convert PDFs, scrape data, or do bulk research, do it in Perplexity or in Gemini or a free tool first. Bring the clean output that you got over there back over to Cowork. Save your Cowork budget for the actual thinking, which is basically the writing, the building, and also the important decisions. And for tip number 4, we have to talk about build skills for your repeatable workflows. The same type of task regularly is something that we all face. What you should do is build a Claude skill for it. The skill has the exact process baked in. Claude executes it the same way every single time. There's no re-explaining, no correction cycles, no wasted tokens on your end. Only the skill's description loads into context up front. The full content loads on demand when it's triggered, and all you need to do is just front load the work once, and then you save tokens on every single session after that. And here's one thing to take from all of this. Claude isn't being stingy. You are just carrying too much dead weight in every session. And now you know exactly how to stop it. So start with the general tip, layer in the Claude code tips if you use it, and if you use Cowork, you've now got a framework that nobody else is teaching. What you need to do now is join our free school community. If you want a written guide, the link is down in the description below. So if this helped you, then give this video a like and also subscribe to the channel so that you never miss out on any of our content. And also turn on those bell notifications so that you'll get notified when a new video drops. And I will catch you on the next one.